Hey, what's going on, guys? Xuen here. So today I got some Battle for Azeroth alpha footage on Survival Hunter, and I want to just share this class with you guys because I'm super excited what they're doing with it. And just keep in mind that this is the alpha, so things are subject to change, but I kind of have an understanding of what Blizzard is aiming for, and I'm really hoping they stick with this. So just keep in mind that this is alpha and stuff is subject to change, but I'm going to be going over why you guys should be excited for this spec as well. If you decide to main a new class next expansion, I'd highly suggest trying out Survival Hunters. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be first going over the new spells, and then we're going to be going over the talents, and I'll be trying to explain my ideas where they're going to be fitting in for PvP mainly, as well as trying to get a PvE perspective as well, even though I'm not really a PvEer, which I might PvE in Battle for Azeroth, but once again, I am a PvPer at heart, so we'll see. But I will try my best to see what might be good for PvE. So let's first go over the new spells, and keep in mind that Survival is going to really be focused on a pure hybrid spec, and not a hybrid as in you're a DPS that can heal. Hybrid is in being a pure hybrid of ranged mixed with melee, and the way that you can spec with your talents can vary whether you want to be more focused on ranged or if you want to be more focused on melee, and that's something that I really am excited about. So let's first go over the abilities. So first thing that you'll probably notice is that Mongoose Bite is no longer a baseline spell. It is a talent now, and it will replace your Raptor Strike, and thank God it does not look like it's going to be the meta. So let's go down the ability tree and just kind of go through all these abilities. So your new burst is going to be Coordinated Assault, to where you and your pet attack as one, increasing all damage you both deal by 20% for 20 seconds. That is going to be your burst ability. Aspect of the Eagle has been changed to a really fucking cool ability. Your Raptor Strike is going to be your main filler, but when you activate Aspect of the Eagle, your Raptor Strike will turn into a 40-yard ranged ability that you can shoot Spectral Hawks at whoever you are targeting in case they're running away. And I will display that right now. So I'm going to pop Aspect of the Eagle, and I'm going to be running around shooting Spectral Hawks at this target dummy, which is really cool. And you have a lot of other ranged abilities in terms of your stings, grenades, and other stuff that we'll be covering here in a minute. So that's a spell that I'm extremely excited for. Harpoon is still the same. Now Survival Hunters get a baseline disengage, thank goodness, and we also have a baseline stun, which is on a minute cooldown. We get Intimidation baseline, which used to be a Beast Mastery talent. It is now a permanent spell in our spellbook. Yes, we lost a few spells, but we are getting some really nice ones. Muzzle Sustain, we're getting a new bomb, which is Wildfire Bomb. That's just another ranged ability. It's going to be a really short cooldown, which is going to be another filler. While you're waiting for your focus to regen, you can use this since it doesn't cost any focus. Hurl a bomb at the target, exploding for so-and-so damage. We're not really sure on how much damage it should be doing right now because I haven't tested it on players. And we also have Serpent Sting back. Now, Serpent Sting is a ranged ability. Once again, you pull out a little crossbow, and it's going to be very important to keep this up while you're doing damage. You can even, I think it's only available to be activated on one target. No, it looks like it's going to be able to be on multiple targets. So it's very important to keep that up. Doesn't seem to cost too much focus. We have two traps. We have our Freezing Trap and our Tar Trap, so that stayed the same. Our Mastery has changed. We actually have more survivability now, which is really nice. So our new Mastery is that you and your pet's focus spending abilities deal 29% or whatever based on your Mastery increased damage. While your pet is active, you both regenerate a certain amount of health every 5 seconds. So it's kind of going to work like if you ever played a Warlock back in the day and you had Fell Armor or Demon Armor. I think it was mainly Demon Armor. Fell Armor I don't think gave you health back. It's been a while. But I do know that Demonic Armor would give you health every 5 seconds. So it's kind of like that. I don't know how high you're going to be able to stack this, like how much Mastery will give you how many points. But that's something that's definitely going to be tested as the alpha goes on and progresses into beta. So that pretty much goes over the main abilities that we're going to be keeping as baseline. Let's move into the talents, and there's a lot of exciting stuff that will definitely change your gameplay depending on if you want to go more ranged or if you want to go more melee oriented. So opening up the talent tree, and we're also going to be going over our pet as well, and there's some pretty exciting stuff for pet, so stay tuned for that. So in the 15 talent tree, we got Viper's Venom, Terms of Engagement, and Alpha Predator. Now, Viper's Venom is something for your Serpent Sting, obviously going to be focused more in a range tactic, and it can pair well with other talents in your talent tree, like Hydras Bite, which we're going to be going over next. So, Viper's Venom, your Raptor Strike has a chance to make your next Serpent Sting cost no focus and deal an additional 300% initial damage. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. Terms of Engagement, I believe, is going to be the best for leveling. I don't know if it's going to be really, really good for PvP, but this might be a good PvE talent depending on what fight you're on. So, in terms of engagement, Harpoon deals, so-and-so damage and then generates fairy focus over 10 seconds. Killing an enemy resets the cooldown of our Harpoon. Now, keep in mind that this talent only works if you or your pet get a killing blow on that target. So if you're in a BG, just like if you're in a BG on live servers right now, you're not able to get a reset on your Harpoon. Actually, no, I'm thinking about something else. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm thinking about the Survival Hunter passive where you regen health. Never mind. So once you kill an enemy, any enemy, your Harpoon will reset. This is going to be a really good talent for leveling because it allows you to jump around between targets. So I would suggest taking that for leveling once the game comes out, from the expansion comes out. Alpha Predator is going to be more of a melee burst window, in my opinion. Kill Command now has 2 charges and deals 30% increased damage. So they replaced our Flanking Strike with Kill Command, and keep in mind that we can use Kill Command at a range. Now, Kill Command kind of has the same as, our Flanking Strike, to where it has a chance to reset whenever you melee, and whenever your pet does damage, it has a chance to reset. So it works the same way as our Flanking Strike does in Legion. They just changed it to Kill Command. And Flanking Strike is a lot different. We'll be getting down to that here in a second. Sorry. Throat's really dry. Let's move on to the 30 tier before I lose my voice. Guerrilla Tactics. Wildfire Bomb has 2 charges, and in my opinion, might be the best talent choice. And it deals 100% increased damage to the initial explosion. Next, let's move on to Hydras Bite, which I honestly think is going to be really good paired with Viper's Venom. Serpent Sting fires 2 arrows, and I think it's going to be a really good PvE talent, or if you're running a cleave comp that relies a lot on rot. Serpent Sting fires 2 arrows to additional enemies, and its damage over time is increased by 30%. Butchery obviously is the same as it is in Legion. Trailblazer, Natural Mending, and Camouflage are in that talent tiers. The only thing you need to focus on is Natural Mending, considering that is the only thing that is new. Every 20 focus you spend reduces the mini cooldown on acceleration by 1 second. I haven't been able to test how fast you can actually get this back up, so that's something that I'll definitely have to test and put on a timer, how fast you can kind of average keeping up Natural Mending if you have 100% uptime on your target. So we'll see if that's going to be good for PvP. I honestly think it's going to be the best for PvP, but I'm very curious to see how you can keep this up and how often you can keep it up. So I'll probably release a video on that later. The 60 tier is Bloodseeker, Steel Trap, and a Murder of Crows. I think Murder of Crows is probably going to be the best for PvP. Bloodseeker is going to probably be really good for PvE. Kill Command causes the target to bleed for so-and-so damage. You and your pet gain 10% attack speed for every bleeding enemy within 10 yards. So if you're able to multi-dot, you're able to get more attack speed. You can probably reset the cooldown of your Kill Command a lot quicker, because keep in mind, when your pet attacks, he has a chance to reduce the cooldown of Kill Command. So, or just make Kill Command an instant cast. And again, think of Kill Command as our old Flanking Strike. Steel Trap is the same. Murder Crows is the same, so we're going to move on. On the 75 tier, we have Born to be Wild. The cooldowns of Aspect of the Eagle, Aspect of the Cheetah, and Aspect of the Turtle are reduced by 20%. That's a very, very, very strong cooldown. It's definitely very strong. You could take it versus something like RMP, which relies a lot on setups. Post haste is going to be something that you could take versus comps that have a lot of slows, because you have a baseline disengage, thank goodness. And then you have Binding Shot, and Binding Shot is changed in BFA. It is no longer a stun, it is a root. So you place it down, they move out of that Binding Shot AoE, then they get rooted for 5 seconds. It's pretty nice if you want to kind of lock some people down, especially double melee comps. Binding Shot is going to be really, really good for that. So, and it actually can be really good in BGs as well. In the 90 tier, we got Tip of the Spear, Mongoose Bite, and Flanking Strike. In my opinion, Tip of the Spear is definitely going to be the go-to talent for PvP. I'm not sure if Mongoose Bite is really worth it, considering it replaces Raptor Strike. And then we have Flanking Strike, which is going to be completely different. So Tip of the Spear is going to be a very melee burst-oriented build. So when your kill command increases the damage of your next Raptor Strike by 15%, stacks up to 3 times. So once you do that, you could probably stack up a really heavy hitting Raptor Strike, pop your Coordinated Assault, and if they chase you, you can just pop Aspect of the Eagle and just shoot them down at a range for a really, really nasty Raptor Strike. We have Mongoose Bite, brutal attack that deals so-and-so damage, and if you know why I'm saying so-and-so damage, it's because obviously when you get to level 120, it's going to change. Mongoose Fury increases the damage of Mongoose Bite by 20% for 14 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. It pretty much works the same as it used to. And then we have Flanking Strike. Flanking Strike is completely changed. This is a decent talent, but it does have a very long cooldown, so you have to keep that in mind. It's a 40-second cooldown, and it's mainly used as a gap closer now. So if your Disengage and Harpoon are down, and you have no way to catch up to your target, you can take Flanking Strike and jump. It's not that far. It's a 15-yard range, so it's about from right here, and you can just hop to your target and do some damage. Keep in mind that it has a very long cooldown, so you just have to keep that in mind. If you do decide to take that talent, just keep that in mind. So on the last talent tier, we have Birds of Prey, Wildfire Infusion, and Chakrams. I personally think that Chakrams is going to be the best for PvP. Between that and Birds of Prey, Wildfire Infusion is going to be something more for PvE. So what Wildfire Infusion does is it changes your bomb. So you have your Wildfire Bomb. If you take this talent, it's going to change Wildfire Bomb, and you can't choose which bomb you want. It just goes down a rotation. So it will first start off as Sharpnel Bomb. Sharpnel pierces targets, causing Raptor Strike and Butchery to apply a bleed for 9 seconds. That stacks up to 3 times. Keep in mind, you can use that with Bloodseeker. Next, the ability, once it's off cooldown, or if you take 2 charges, it will change into Pheromone Bomb. Kill Command has a 100% chance to reset against targets coated with pheromones. So once that's off cooldown, it will immediately change to Volatile Bomb. And Volatile Bomb reacts violently with poison, causing an extra poison explosion against enemies suffering from your Serpent Sting, and refreshes your Serpent Stings. And then after that, it goes back to Sharpnel Bomb. Birds of Prey can be really good if you're running a double melee cleave comp, or something that you can keep a lot of uptime on your target. I think this is going to be better for PvE. And then we move over to Chakrams, which I honestly think that the tooltip is a little buggy, because it says at the end that your target takes 100% increased damage, but if I do it on a target dummy, there's no debuff saying this target takes 100% increased damage. And considering how much damage Survival Hunters are doing right now on the alpha, I highly doubt that it's going to stay at 100%. So that kind of feels like it's going to be changed. It doesn't even say for how long. There's no way that it's going to have a permanent 100% increased damage to that target, but this used to be a marksmanship hunter talent back in Cataclysm. Throw a pair of chakrams at your target, slicing all enemies with the chakrams in a path for so-and-so physical damage, and then they will return to you like a boomerang, damaging enemies again. I honestly think that's going to be the go-to talent, depending on how much damage that target takes after that, and once again, I do think that the tooltip at the end is bugged. Last thing that we're going to be going over is the pets. Now, they completely revamped pets in BFA to be more of whatever you want to play. Now, I don't think that ferocity is going to be a thing that you can really play in Battle for Azeroth in arenas, considering that it has a 6-minute cooldown. And I don't think 6-minute cooldowns are allowed in arenas. I think it's 5 minutes max, but someone correct me if I'm wrong because it's been a while. So if you tame or summon a pet that is like a cat or a tiger, it's immediately going to turn into a ferocity pet. You can't change the pet spec. It will immediately turn into a ferocity pet. And then that pet will have 2 abilities. Predator's Thirst. While your pet is active, you both gain Leech, and then Primal Rage, so you get a baseline Lust. Now, if you summon a turtle or a bear with your call pet, and you tame it, you get Endurance Training. While your pet is active, you both gain increased maximum health, and then you get Survival of the Fittest. Ability that decreases damage from you and your pet take for a short time. So it's pretty much like Sacrifice, but it only works on yourself from what I am kind of seeing. And then if you tame a bird pet, you're going to get 2 things. You're going to get Pathfinding. While your pet is active, you both move faster, and a baseline Master's Call, thank goodness. So I honestly think that birds are going to be the go-to pet for PvP, considering that Master's Call is really, really strong. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You get a baseline stun, you could pop like Coordinated Assault, pop Aspect of the Eagle, just shoot Spectral Hawks at people. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I think it's going to be a ton of fun in BFA, for sure. But let me know what you guys think of the new Hunter changes in the comments below. There's a ton of like different options, and the honor talents aren't even out yet. I'll be making an updated video to this once the honor talents are actually out, because as it stands right now, there's a lot of different things that you could do, whether you want to be more ranged focused or whether you want to be more melee focused, and that's something that I'm really, really excited for once BFA comes out. So hope you guys decide to play a survival hunter in BFA. I know I am. I'm going to be maining the class. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a piece of your mind down in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate it. Other than that, tune into the stream. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/Xuen. Hope to see you guys there. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Timestamp.